Hey everyone, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and individuals doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Steve Duckfield. He's an experienced IT professional and owner of Long Island Tech Force, based in Long Island, New York. With over 20 years in the industry, from help desk to cybersecurity, he's helped businesses adapt to the ever-changing tech landscape with practical, reliable support. How are you doing today, Steve?
Good, Anthony. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Well, you know what? The AC is out, so not great, but other than that, good. I was excited to have you on. You're doing a lot of cool things. You're helping a lot of people, but there's some folks out there that need to know you. So first off, you're located in Long Island. Have you been there for a while, or are you newer to the area?
My whole life. I'm born and raised here.
Okay. Well, let's say somebody's never visited before. You have some friends coming into town. Where are you going? What are you doing? And what's for dinner?
For going into Long Island, probably one of the biggest spots is either going to be in Patchogue or Huntington. If it's Patchogue, we're going to Tap Room, and we're going to go to a couple other places right along the strip on Main Street. They have another really cool place called That Meatball Place. Strongly recommend that. Dinner is classic American menu, right along with a lot of Italian dishes. Tap Room, if you're looking to have a party and have a good time, Tap Room is where you want to go. In Huntington Village has so many places, it's hard to name one. But again, you're going to find whatever types of food, entertainment, whatever you want right in Huntington Village.
Yeah, that's why I always like asking people in the New York area where they go, because the answer is yes. You have everything there. Okay, awesome. Well, at the Meatball Room, what's your go-to order there? This may be a redundant question.
The meatball place, it's usually they it's kind of funny to say this, but they serve giant meatballs, so you can have those. And they also have, like I said, the traditional Italian and also American cuisines. Sometimes I'll go there for the penne pasta, uh, or I'll go there for wings.
I got you. Yeah, I was just kind of being funny asking what the meatball place has that's good. But anyway, so, okay, great. Well, what can you tell us about what you do? What is Long Island Tech Force?
So Long Island Tech Force is a managed service provider, so we provide the full range of IT support for businesses of all sizes. We really try our best to target, the small to medium-sized businesses, but we've also undertaken a big initiative to help out the startups and solo and entrepreneurs to get them the help and support that they need without draining their wallets like other MSPs will.
Okay. Well, how'd you get started doing that? Is this something you've always wanted to do or always done, or is there a story there?
Yeah, so I tell everybody, when I popped out of the womb, I did so with a laptop, Wi-Fi card, and a headset before any of them were invented. And I've just been in computers all my life. Fourth grade, had a Commodore 64, started learning programming. Seventh grade, started building computers. So I've always had an interest in IT. And I got started right out of high school into a help desk and was there for about 9 years, made it to a night supervisor, and then just went out through other companies in my career. With various roles: network administrator, senior network administrator, support desk manager, and all that. The network administrators' jobs are really the ones that taught me a lot about cybersecurity.
What is it that you love most about what you're doing?
I love solving problems. As much as people will tell you it doesn't look like it, I promise you I do. Some problems can be complex, and there's gonna be times under my breath I'm gonna mutter some choice 3, 4, and 5 lettered words, usually not directed at somebody, but at something. But altogether, it's always about the challenge because when you overcome it, you've learned a new thing.
Okay. When you're looking at like your average client, what is it that what's the avatar there? What are the pain points that somebody might be going through that if they're dealing with X, Y, or Z, you're the person they should be talking to?
Yeah, well, a lot of times startups, and people who are new to, into the business world, one of their biggest things is I'm too small, nothing's going to happen to me. No one's going to target me, no one's going to try to do anything to compromise my business. And that's false because you're the perfect target, right? If you're a bad actor, and I don't mean like, someone in the movies, but if you're like someone who's intent on breaching security or whatnot, you're not going to go for the big companies because they've got so many things in place. You're going to go for the people who are just starting up or the small businesses because most likely they don't have high level stuff in place. So that's usually the pain point I see. And, a lot of times people try to do a lot of do it yourself. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs with do it yourself itis. And I'm glad it's not a terminal condition, but it is one that we try to alleviate by bringing in best practices and standards. And the other thing is that not all businesses are in the IT space. Having someone like a managed service provider to take care of your IT needs takes the stress off of you so that you can grow your business and do what you're passionate about.
Okay. When you're out there networking, what do you look for in like a power partner or another individual or another professional out there that you synergize really well with, or you can collaborate with, or refer back and forth well with?
Someone that I know is reliable, so it's someone that I've spent the time to build a relationship with. A lot of people in networking groups, they're there to push what they have and what they're selling, and a lot of them don't take the time to get to know you. So the ones that actually take that time, especially if you do a one-on-one with them, they're not talking about really their business. They're just talking about maybe their goals, who they are, where they came from. And it's really all about, not being salesy. If someone is salesy in a meet and greet or a one-on-one or even in a networking group, turns me right off.
It's never worked for anybody. People keep trying. So, what can you do? Okay, great. What advice would you give to a new or an aspiring entrepreneur?
Get a business coach. That'd be the first thing I would tell you. A lot of people think that they can do it all themselves. Again, they suffer from the do-it-yourself itis. And with a coach is having someone who can help keep you on track and point you in the right direction when you're starting the business. You may know a lot about your product, you may know a lot about your service, but the business aspect of it can be very, very challenging, and that's why I recommend a coach.
Okay. What's one simple way to improve your business cybersecurity today?
Uh, have an MSP, have someone come in and take a look at it, because again, any tips that I give for that kind of falls back into the do-it-yourself itis, and I do not wish to promote that condition because, well, first of all, it's on now I'm on a podcast, I can be held liable, but the other part of it is if someone misunderstands or doesn't implement something properly, they'll end up causing more problems than they're solving. So one of the biggest tips I would say is if you don't have a tech person, get one or hire an MSP.
Okay. And then what would you say is a common tech mistake that a lot of small businesses keep making?
One, they don't back up their data because once again, nothing's going to happen to me. Number two, they don't have real email security or real virus security. They rely on products like Microsoft Defender or some of the free stuff that's out there. Now, Microsoft Defender, in fairness, has grown a lot, but it's still not really up there with the major antiviruses and anti-intrusion software. So you really want to go with something, that's going to be paid. Myself, I personally recommend either Trend Micro or Sentinel One. Both of those products are really, really great. But their biggest mistake is not putting the security in place first.
Absolutely. How does a business know when it's time to upgrade their IT support system?
Well, it varies. One of the things is things just get slow. Some people will, to cut costs and to save as much money as they can, is maybe try to host their website at home or something like that, and then next thing you know they're trying to do stuff on their computer and they're trying to get to the internet or make a phone call or whatnot, and everything's just getting slow. So that, and usually the rule of thumb as far as hardware is concerned, like your desktops and if your business has servers and whatnot, the general rule of thumb is 3 to 5 years from the date of purchase.
Okay. And then this is always the most important question, and it's why you? What sets what you're doing apart from everybody else out there doing something similar?
But what sets me apart really is that I'm not out to empty people's wallets. And a lot of people in the industry that I'm in are. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve to get paid the prices that they charge. I don't mean it like that. But if you have someone who's just started a business or they've only been in business a few months, they're probably running off of their savings. They probably haven't turned a profit yet. And, you start charging them the same rate that you would a company that's got over $100,000 or $1 million in revenue a year. It's not fair. So I go case by case. If I know that you're a startup or or a solopreneur, I'm going to work with you on pricing because I believe in making sure that your business succeeds by having the right stuff in place at a reasonable price.
Awesome. In general, I know with this industry, there's so much we can go in. There's all the rabbit holes, and we could spend hours talking about any one thing. But in
I
general,
love
is there
rabbit
any?
holes.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are fun. But just in general, though, is there anything that I missed or I failed to ask that you wanted to add?
I think one of the other things that I'd like to say to anyone who is thinking about starting a business or getting a side gig, however you want to call it, networking is key. And it's not about just showing up to places, it's showing up to the right places. So, a lot of people go on Alignable. Alignable's great, for the smart connects and whatnot. But joining the general business smart connects probably not going to help you. You're going to want to start, joining smart connects that are relevant to your business. If you're in the healthcare industry, you're going to want to start with those because you want to. The whole idea is you're not going to get a customer out of the smart connect. You're going to get a referral partner or even a business partner. And whether that's a strategic partner or an actual business partner where you're now splitting revenue and splitting the charge of the company, that's really where you want to go. Trying to go to a smart connect to push a product, a lot of people are just going to ignore you because there's a lot of people that do it and it turns everybody off.
For those that want to reach out to you that have more questions, what's the best way they do that?
Sure. The best way to do it, send an email to support@litechforce.com or give us a call at area code 631-380-9966.
Perfect. I'm going to put all in the show notes so it's super easy to find. You don't have to go back and try and write it down. Just going to put it there. Try and make it easy. So, if anybody out there would like to get a hold of Steve, do it. Take your security, your cybersecurity, take it serious. Like you said, it's not going to happen to me mentality. It could. And there's a good chance that it would, especially moving forward with more and more sophisticated, things coming out. You're not going to be the expert in all areas. You can't be the expert in your industry and your business and also be the expert here. It requires somebody that's their only sole focus. So absolutely do that. Do what's best for you and your business. If you get hit and you get ransomware or something, your credibility's gone and you're out of business anyway. The extinction level event, if that happens, is basically 100%. So absolutely take it serious. Don't be afraid to reach out to Steve. He's the exact same in a one-on-one as he is here, so don't be shy. If anybody would like to get a hold of me, you can find me at ikag.me. You can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community of awesome people like Steve. If you or somebody you know would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website. But Steve, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
You're
you.
doing a lot of great things. You're helping a lot of people. So I really do appreciate it. Let's all go have an awesome day and grow our circles, all right?
Absolutely. You have a good rest of your day.
You as well.